Hello, and welcome to Mission Top. It's been a while. Please excuse the disheveled look. I was out on a run around the perimeter of Mission Top. Today, it's like the most beautiful day it's been for weeks. And decided that things were looking so gorgeous today that I had to come back, grab the GoPro, and take you along with me. It is very strange that we have getting weather like this. It's some sort of early little spring event, but we are in the early part of January. And so we would usually expect this to be frozen with a foot or two of snow and gray all around us. But today is just an incredible day. And I want to take advantage of that to show you around the farmstead, or at least around the perimeter of the farmstead, because we have been working little by little to clear that out in a lot of places and make what we're calling the perimeter trail of Mission Top. So again, buckle up because you're gonna be on my head and I'm gonna take you with me. I've got my faithful canine companion here, Lyra, who is always up for a run. And I hope you enjoy this. Here we go. Okay, head cam is on. Hopefully it's at the right angle. I'm gonna be looking a little funny here, running around with the camera on my head, but that's the nice thing about your neighbors not being able to see you. Got Lyra down here. Have the sheep over here off to the side today. They're wondering what this crazy guy's doing. Here's the neighbors. This part of the property is what I call the silvo pasture, which means pasture with trees. Reach a corner. We try to do some sort of vigorous exercise every day, and sometimes that's just the farmstead work itself, but on many days we take the perimeter trail, and we've been running with hedge trimmers and loppers with covers on them, of course, and trying to kind of places and help clear out where the trail isn't very cleared out. Here we're still in the silvo pasture. You can maybe see the house back there. And now we're almost to the open pasture. Here's one of the fences we're in the process of clearing out. So I gotta help Lyra here do this. Come on, girl. Let's go. There you go. Good girl. All right, and now we are in the pasture. You can see we've got our biggest pond over there. This pasture is a work in progress. In the future, I hope it's a lot more lush with different types of grasses and legumes. I mean, it has some stuff. Obviously, this is the dead season, and it's quite green and tall in the growing season. But all the same, I want to make it better and better. And ideally, what I want to do with this whole pasture, because this is half the property, is I want to turn it into another silvo pasture. So put trees in here. But instead of so many of the conifers, looking back, there's all the conifers. Uh-oh, Lyra needs a pit stop. Anyway, I was saying, instead of all the conifers in this silvo pasture, I want to have a lot more other kinds of trees. Fruit trees, nut trees if possible, some conifers, but really make it into a useful forest that hopefully benefits me, benefits the land, gives the animals some shade, and ultimately helps the pasture not to dry out so much as well. So that's kind of the idea with everything we do here at Mission Top. It's trying to find the things where everything benefits. We benefit, the earth benefits, the animals we have benefit, customers who ultimately buy our products benefit. So no compromises. That's kind of the motto of our world. Compromise, right? And you could say one of our mottos is no compromises. We want it to be good in every sense. All right, now that I've been into this a while, I'm gonna take this off, make sure this is still recording. I've been spouting like a madman. Okay, how's my hair? Beautiful mountains. Okay, everything looks good. Moment here, and away we go. Okay, so here's the neighbor's pasture. There's another creek nearby us. You can see with more conifers and all along it. We're quite lucky. In this valley, there's not a lot of places with trees and areas of silvo pasture and forest like we have. So that's why I really want to take advantage of it and take care of it. There's an irrigation ditch. It's like 40 degrees, perfect running weather. All right, I'll pause a little bit here to show you. Here's my property line, here's the corner. And you can see through this pasture, there's a big ravine with a drainage that only runs, I think, in the spring. So that kind of poses a problem because I can get water on one side. How do I get water to the other side? Or maybe I don't. Maybe we just use it for dry crops or dry pasture things. Here's some of the areas we've had to clear out. All right, up the hill. Lyra can always beat me up this. Okay, so now we're on the far side of the pasture from where we began. There's a white-tailed deer. Usually we'll spook up about 20 of them. They're just everywhere. There's another. Mountains. Lyra goes crazy for them. Oh. So you can see now we're approaching back to the forested part. Over there is my property, but this is another fence we've got to get rid of. So for now, we'll go around it. You can hear me breathing hard. You'd be right. I'm not in great shape. But at least good enough to run. Okay, here's a cow pen we need to remove. You can see a lot of goat and sheep manure on the ground as they've been here eating this out. In case we haven't explained the logic behind rotational grazing, the logic is that by having animals trample and eat little sections of ground one at a time, we make little temporary enclosures with electric fence. The soil and the forage actually returns back better than if you just let them graze it at their own discretion. Okay. Now we're getting back here to fence line. We're going down into the main ravine for our property, and there's a creek down at the bottom. You can tell we've cut this out. Okay, so now we're down in this ravine bottom and we're approaching the creek. have to go a little bit over here. So we've got to clear that area out and make a bridge. So we'll come here for now. There's the creek. Here's the creek. Around here they call it crick. And we've been getting used to calling it crick because we used to call it creek. But now we find ourselves saying crick more and more, especially the boys. Obviously this needs to be cut out more. My legs are all scratched out. Okay, here we go. Uphill. Okay, so here you can see the ravine bottom here. The creek runs all along there. We got aspens and birches, a number of things, and then more conifers on the sides. Probably just saying, he's just stopping to catch his breath. And you'd be right. Our neighbor's dogs are barking from over there because Lyra is in her first heat. Those boys, they're coming this way. Those boys are after Lyra. Gentlemen suitors. Here's more of the ravine. We brought the sheep all through there. The sheep and the goats. All right, take one more look here of the ravine. Again, the aspens and a lot of other types of trees. Okay, now we turn uphill here. We've got a nice little hidden meadow area up here. We've got a bunch of little ponds on the property that fill up for part of the year. Starting to fill up now. Depressions left over supposedly from a glacier that went through here. Last downhill, going back into the ravine. Gotta clear this out better. Here's the creek again. Got some wetlands. In a few seconds, we're gonna meet back up with the sheep and the goats. Haven't gone full circle. Here's the limit of the sheep and the goats paddock today. And I brought my faithful tester here. Oh my goodness, somebody has turned the fence back on. I'm glad I tested it because it used to be off. Test it again. It's off. Wow, that was a close one, everyone, because I turned this off myself. So somebody else turned it back on. I gotta get Lyra here. Hop the fence. Okay, Lyra, we just cut this part today. And we should come upon the flock right over here, unless they've escaped. There they are. There they are over there. So this would be the exit. Let me get out here. I'm gonna test it one more time because you don't know who's fiddling with it somewhere else. 0. Do my little maneuver called the husky hug. And boom, we are back where we have begun, having completed the 2-mile perimeter trail. Okay, now I'm gonna slow down, so if I come running, all these sheep and goats are gonna think predator and book it and take off running into my fence. This is a great view. It's feeding time. We give them a bale of hay every day right now. Since there's not a lot of green forage, you can tell they're all waiting for the bale of hay today. Saying, where is it? It's coming. Thomas is in charge of that. Thomas is in charge of that. All right, farewell ladies. Farewell the rest of you. Thanks for coming along for Mission Top's start of 2021 perimeter trail. Footage, I turned it off too quick. Gotta show you the pigs. Here's our new pigs. Here they are. These ones are nice and furry and spotted. A mix, a Gloucester Old Spot, large black and red wattle. And got our 2 little ladies over here who've been growing up. Let's see them. Here they are. They learned not to touch the fence. Hey ladies, hey. How's it going? Yeah, dinner's coming, it's coming. All right, okay, adieu.